What does it really mean when the numbers on the cars change? Not by chance, but by power, legacy, and the weight of a world title. Because for 2026, Formula One is not only rewriting the rulebook, it's reshuffling identities on the grid. At that point, the FIA's official entry list landed, and three subtle but dramatic driver changes stood out immediately. Lando Norris taking the number 1, Max Verstappen stepping away from the champion's plate and choosing a completely new number, and an 18-year-old rookie joining the grid with the kind of confidence that suggests he plans to stay. It may look like a footnote in the regulation book, but in Formula One, numbers tell stories about dominance, defeat, and the next chapter. And this one begins with the world champion. Lando Norris's journey to 2025 glory ended with a dominant McLaren season and a breakthrough title fight that finally tilted his way. With that, he received something only one driver at a time is ever allowed to wear: the number 1. Unlike many sports, Formula One does not assign it automatically. Drivers choose it, and only if they are the reigning world champion. Norris decided to set aside the familiar number 4. Just like Verstappen did before him, he embraced the symbolism, the pressure, and the message it sends. Last season belongs to him. Meanwhile, the man who carried number 1 for 4 straight years suddenly faced a question he hadn't had to answer since 2021. What number does Max Verstappen become when he is no longer the champion? The FIA confirmed the answer. He will not return to 33. Instead, Verstappen will drive with the single number 3. It's a decision rooted in something personal rather than commercial or branding. Speaking with Viaplay, Verstappen explained, "My favorite number has always been 3, besides 1. Daniel Ricciardo always had it, but we're allowed to switch now. 33 was always fine, but I think 1-3 is prettier than 2 3s." It was part nostalgia, part identity. Verstappen even joked that he no longer needs double luck, a reference to the 33 he once called a lucky number. And there's another layer to it. The number belonged to Daniel Ricciardo, the former teammate who helped shape Verstappen's early career and whose absence from the grid makes the change possible. With Ricciardo retired and no return in sight, the number was open. Verstappen took it. For a driver chasing redemption after losing the 2025 title by just 2 points, this felt like a quiet reset. But the new entry list didn't stop at former champions. The other major change introduced a completely new face to the sport. Arvid Lindblad, just 18, will debut with Racing Bulls, running the number 41. He replaces Ishaq Hajar, who moves up to Red Bull, while Yuki Tsunoda exits the grid entirely. For Racing Bulls, it marks a conscious commitment to youth. For Lindblad, it is a launchpad into the chaos of a radically different Formula One era. Because the 2026 season isn't only about numbers, it is about a sport preparing to transform. The upcoming regulations will reshape everything. Smaller cars, more agile chassis, a dramatic electrical boost that makes the power unit an even split between combustion and hybrid systems, and the removal of the controversial MGU-H. Drivers have already heard, literally, the new generation of engines. Max Verstappen, after listening to early power unit runs, was surprisingly positive. After years of debate over volume, sound, and power delivery, he described the noise as encouraging, a reminder that even in a hybrid era, Formula One intends to feel visceral. The question is simple: who adapts fastest? Looking back across the 2025 season explains why these changes matter so much. Norris's smooth control, McLaren's strategic execution, and a car that switched on its tires early gave them consistency most rivals lacked. But even McLaren admits dominance is fragile when regulations swing this far. Red Bull, meanwhile, leaves 2025 with frustration but not collapse. Verstappen's near miss in the title race and his proven ability to adapt give the team optimism that the slate reset in 2026 could swing momentum back in their direction. For Lindblad, the context is even clearer. He isn't entering the championship fans have known for a decade. He's stepping into a formula designed to be faster in corners, harder to manage, and more demanding technically. And that is where rookies either rise or disappear. The championship picture shifts long before lights out. Norris's decision to wear number 1 sends a psychological message. McLaren intends to defend. Verstappen's move to number 3 signals rebirth more than retreat, an acknowledgement that the next cycle starts here, not in the rearview mirror. And behind them, strategic narratives begin to build. Cadillac arrives on the grid with drivers Bottas and Perez, continuing with their familiar numbers 77 and 11. Long-standing figures, new manufacturer, and a fresh factory operation, another variable in an already unstable landscape. All while the most expensive driver in the sport, still Verstappen, prepares to reclaim what slipped away. Despite all the change, one thread connects every headline. Formula One in 2026 is designed to reset the balance of power. Teams that mastered the 2025 era may have to relearn everything. Drivers who thrived on stability now confront uncertainty. And the smallest decisions, including something as symbolic as a number, hint at mindset, confidence, and expectations. For Norris, number 1 represents a responsibility he has earned but not yet defended. For Verstappen, number 3 marks a clean slate, a quiet challenge to himself, and perhaps a nod to the hunger that pushed him to the top in the first place. For Lindblad, 41 is not nostalgia, it's an introduction. Looking ahead, the true test comes when engines fire on track. Will McLaren hold its edge under the new rulebook? Will Red Bull rediscover its unstoppable rhythm? And will the rookie era we keep hearing about finally produce its next superstar? The answers are weeks, not years away. Until then, the entry list tells the story before the story. A champion claiming his mark, a contender reinventing himself, a newcomer stepping into the unknown, and a sport bracing for transformation. So now the question goes to you. Who benefits most from these 2026 changes? Norris with the confidence of a champion, Verstappen with a renewed identity, or the rookie entering a brand new Formula One? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And once you're done, click on the video on your screen right now.